It's Ashton Faye coming to you with another fun episode of Keys, Chaos, and Client Tales. And I have a teammate here today with me. This is Ed. Hi, Ed.
Hi, Ashton.
He's sitting to this side of me in real life. How are you doing in real estate?
Building a pipeline, basically, at this point. I've got 3 closed transactions. And I got my license May 28th last year, so not quite a year in.
Yep.
Definitely.
And 3 deals under your belt. That's pretty good.
Yep, not too shabby.
Have you had any crazy chaos stories yet? I want to hear about all of the drama that happened with your deals, any crazy showings you've been on with your buyers. I want to hear the dirty, nitty-gritty stuff.
I had a set of buyers. They called in on Halloween. I was sitting at,
Isn't that what you do on Halloween, is you go shop houses?
Yeah, obviously. So they called in on Halloween. I literally just got home, sat down to read my book, and I get a phone call. I'm like, that's kind of weird. Pick it up, and she's like, Kim, our team leader now, she said, there's these clients, they want to meet you at his house in Marysville. And I said, okay.
On Halloween?
On Halloween.
You met them on Halloween?
I met them on Halloween.
This is the start of a horror story already.
Not only that, this house looked like a horror movie. And the first problem we'll go with, swear, it looked like a 70s outdated, funky. It smelled like mold. It looked gross. Nothing. There was no updates. There was no nothing. And it already had a full price offer. And I'm like,
wow.
I'm like, what drew you to this? Well, just so happens I've been looking in this price range. So how about we go see this. So I take them to 3 really nice places.
Nice.
And so then we made...
In the same price range?
Yes.
3 nice houses in the same price range, and they picked the nasty one that smells of mold.
They wanted to shop. So in my brain, I had already been scoping these other properties out that I knew. There was one in Snohomish, there was one in Granite, there was another one in Granite. So, side note, I was sent...
Rabbit hole.
Yes.
Note.
I was sent because they said they thought it was a scam or that I could get jumped. And they said, Ed's the big guy. He can go. They didn't tell me any of that. They just sent me.
They set you up with some buyers that they thought were going to totally waste your time or beat you up.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yes.
I love Kim for that.
And not, if they said, hey, this could possibly be a scam, they could try and jump you. I'd be like, let's do that. I'm okay. But you didn't warn me. Anyways, I was like, it's okay. I said, hey, check this out. What do you think about this? Before I take them to this other place. Oh, we love it. I said, okay, I'll meet you there. We get into contract within 2 or 3 days. We put an offer, we start working through it. The listing agent calls me and says, hey, the septic wasn't pumped up to the standard to sell the property. And I said,
how do you not pump it to the standard to sell the property?
That's a great question.
It's either pumped or it's not pumped. I don't know how you do a half a pumping.
I don't know. She said, well, they're going to go out there. And then she calls me after it gets done. She says, well, we have an issue. And I said, okay. Well, unbeknownst to anybody else, supposedly nobody knew about this. The owner dug all that dirt out and then laid some ghetto slab and then built a shop that had no permit. And that was the reserve field for the septic tank.
Okay. So it wasn't the drain field.
It was
the reserve. So it could be worse.
Could be worse. However, I smell a little fishiness going on.
Yeah.
This agent's been in the game for 20 plus years.
They should be savvy.
Pretty sure they would have known. And I'm pretty sure they would have looked at the as-built and known that that's where that was. I looked at the shop and I knew. I was like, nah, it's not permanent. There's no way. So then it was, okay, well, if my clients are going to deal with this, we asked them, can you guys have somebody go out there and see if we can get it redesigned? The county came out and said that it's a possibility. You have to go down a rabbit hole and pay money and do all that. So the seller was not willing to pay the money, not willing to go the extra mile to get it redesigned. It's their first home. And so I remember what it was like to get my first home. So I'm just kind of walking them through the scenario. Do you still want the house even though you know this? And they're like, yes. And I said, okay, well, let's ask them for whatever you guys think is fair.
So the buyers in the future could have all sorts of issues, not only with the non-permitting of the shop, but also the fact that their backup septic drain field, if the first one fails, has been completely destroyed because it's been dug out.
It's been dug out, but then also you got to think about packed
concrete.
down and concrete.
Yep. So it no longer exists.
No longer exists.
So if the first one fails, we've got to...
You have to either repair the drain field in place where it's at, or you have to redesign to the front yard.
That limits all my parking spots for when I throw parties.
Well,
that doesn't work.
The front yard does sit up higher, comparatively speaking. You wouldn't really park there. And if somebody does, it'd be like, yeah, you're cool.
Yo, you're cool with your monster truck up there.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Through the ditch and up onto the thing. Yeah, here we go. So they said, okay, hey, we want $7,000. And I said, okay, so I write
$7,000 isn't a whole lot.
Not really, but researching it with, I asked Anton, our team leader, and all that. Just to have somebody redesign it and all that, it's not a lot of money. It just is a process. So they said 7,000, and I put the addendum in, and we asked. So listing agent had their clients sign it, and then had their lawyer write a hold harmless about my clients not being able to come back and sue them later on in the future.
So the listing agent had a lawyer write up some additional addendum being like, my client's fucked up and you can't hold it against us.
Yes.
Cool. Okay. Making sure I understood that right.
Yeah. So basically, I'm thinking to myself, well, they already signed it, and then they wanted us to sign the hold harmless. Basically, without saying the words, they said they're going to make it to where it doesn't close if we don't sign the hold harmless. And then we're navigating another situation with new clients that are emotional, that are like excited, but then, it's like all this turmoil for no reason, really. It's like breaking it down to them. It's like, are you willing to lose the house if you don't sign that? And they're like, no. So then they're like, well, we want 10,000 now. And I'm like, well, the problem is we've already asked for what we asked for, and they already agreed to that. So we can't try and ask for more. I mean, I could, but they're not going to say.
This is not a strong negotiation point for us.
It's not. The agreement's already been made. And we don't really need to sign the whole harmless, but if they don't close, then you're not going to get the house. So are you willing to lose the house over $3,000 or whatever, It just came down to the point where they were like, no, we don't want to lose the house. I said, well, the one thing I will do is wait till the very last second to make them think that we're going to not do a deal, basically, and not going to sign it. I mean, I waited to the very, very last second, and then I sent it over. I'm sure they were sweating bullets on the other side.
There's a lot of negotiation power in making the other side wait.
Yes.
I have delayed answering something, and then they come back and they change the terms.
Yep.
We were ready. We just wanted to wait just because they were being mean.
Yep.
So we just wanted to make them wait a little bit.
Exactly.
Make them sweat it out. I was at a birthday party. Come on. I'm not going to answer it. It's my son's birthday.
Exactly.
And they came back and changed their offer to something even better. So
you're right. Thank you.
It's a strong negotiation tactic to make somebody wait.
Exactly.
Be careful though. It can come bite you.
It can backfire. Yes.
It can backfire in a big way, especially if you have somebody who's already bordering on cold feet.
Oh yeah.
Or really gets their ego involved. If you hurt their ego by not answering quickly enough, boop, they're out.
So this person, there was word that they were interrogating people that I knew about what I was doing with the deal, what was going on with the deal, and they were asking questions.
So they were someone in our inner circle.
It kind of
had mutual
inner outer sex. They knew that, and they were fishing for information about what I was doing and what the deal was all about, and yeah, it was funny to hear that. From somebody outside of the situation, and I was like, that is the weirdest thing I've experienced. So
there's a lot of gossip that goes on in the real estate circle. So if you know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody, stuff circulates real fast.
I believe that, 100%. So yeah, so that was my third transaction.
Really new.
Yeah.
And it was a tough situation for you to negotiate. fell back on the team a lot, I would imagine.
Oh yeah, I always ask everybody like, what you think, what we should do, what should we wait, like, and waiting was advice from somebody that we know, love, and trust. So.
It's one of the huge benefits of working with a team is that, even if I've been through a lot of craziness in real estate, let me tell you.
Yep.
But even if somehow a situation happens that I haven't been a part of, I know somebody on our team has gone through something like that. There's a well of advice on how to make sure everything happens correctly. Number one,
best position. And
that you're in the best position to help your clients. So I love working with our team, the Real Estate Solutions Group, and I highly recommend for new agents or those interviewing agents in order to buy or sell, go with a team.
Yes.
Because you have so much more experience and support than a solo agent.
And you can go to your clients in confidence because people automatically assume that I've been doing it forever. But I've owned a business, I've done construction my whole life, so dealing with this kind of stuff doesn't bother me. So people think that you have way more experience, and it's like, well, no. But I do because I have a team of every single person I can rely on. I mean, Lance has been doing it for 30 years. Tom's been doing it for 23 years. Shin's been doing it for 7.
Yep.
Yeah, and you've done a butt ton of deals.
I don't know how it happens, but I tend to get the craziest clients and the craziest deals.
It's because they all come from Facebook.
It might have something to do with it.
But yeah.
Yeah. I've gotten a reputation around here for having all the crazy deals.
Yeah, so for me, that's perfect because I'll be like, hey, this is happening. You're like, that's easy. Don't worry about it. You know? So yes, I fully support 100% Real Estate Solutions Group. Go with a team, especially if you're new and you need help. And even if you're a sole agent, it's nice just to be able to go, oh, here's my listing. And our marketing and everybody, we just take care of it.
Yep.
And of course, you just check in with your clients and get communication and you're good to go.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Ed.
No problem.
Check out, subscribe, follow. I'm on all the platforms, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Threads.
Yeah, Threads.
That's a thing that's happening now. YouTube, of course, which is where you're probably seeing this. I would love to have you follow along to our podcast. And if you have any questions or would like to hear a specific topic, please drop them in the comments below. See you next time. Bye.